think every Christian marriage faces times of conflict and crisis where you start to question whether it's worth it to stick it out. I think it's normal to want to quit once in a while, especially if there has been conflict that hasn't been resolved. There's been disconnection of hearts where you're not really seeing eye to eye. You're not really being a team. You're not really feeling that close, intimate connection. And especially if you've been married a long time. It's normal to feel very scared that your marriage might not make it. I want you to know you're not the only one. And I want you to know you can do this. When Scott and I were first starting out learning how to shift how we think and feel about each other, when we were first starting out learning how to resolve conflict, regulate our emotional state, when we were first starting out learning to look for solutions rather than just rehash the same problems, it was hard. It took practice. And there are 3 things that we did that really made the biggest difference. Number 1, we learned to create tiny wins. Every little win that you can collect and celebrate and notice is a way that your brain can have the dopamine that it craves to feel like you're making progress. If all we do is go focus on the problems in a counselor's office and we don't feel like we're winning, we very quickly will want to quit. It will start to feel hopeless, especially if we're not seeing eye to eye on things. But if you can learn to create tiny wins each day, well, we had an argument, but we were able to get out of it a little bit quicker. We started off misunderstanding each other, but we both calmed down and we were able to resolve it. Finding those tiny little wins helps you stay in the game. Number 2, we reminded ourselves why we started. When Scott and I got married, we had all the hopes and dreams that we were going to serve the Lord together, that we were going to grow old together, that we were going to build a family together. And when the disappointments and the heartaches started coming and when life started happening and we started wondering, where are you, God? It was hard. It was hard, but what we had to do is remember why we started. We wanted to build a life that would honor God. It wasn't ultimately about us being happy. It wasn't ultimately about the feelings we could create in the other person. It was ultimately about choosing each other every single day, remembering why we took those vows in front of God and all of our friends and family. So that's what I want to encourage you to do, is remind yourself why you started. Why did you get married? And number 3, we reached out for help. Not only did we reach out to counselors that were well-meaning but didn't help us, we reached out and we booked retreats and we went. Even though that was well-meaning and it felt good for the weekend, nothing really changed. We read a lot of books. Most of the time, we just used that as ammunition to point at the other person about what they weren't doing. But then we finally reached out to a coach. He introduced us to the world of coaching and the ability to blend neuroscience and biblical truth so that you can change how you think and feel, so that you can look for solutions instead of focus on the problems. We reached out for help and it was the best thing that we ever did. If the things you've been trying to save your marriage haven't been working, it's time to try something else. Turnaround Marriage exists to help Christians like you to recover connection and go from crisis to closeness quickly. That's what we do. And everything we do is based on God's word. It's designed to help you to feel like you're winning. We want to help you honor God. We want you to begin having fun again. And we want you to be set free of the hurt and the resentment and the bitterness and pain. And instead choose joy and peace. And we can show you how to do that. If you haven't yet, check out our free masterclass, the 5 simple shifts Christians can make to get a complete turnaround in their marriage. And when you do, you will see how powerful and simple these 5 shifts are. Click the link below and check it out.